What is your desire?
I wanna fuck.
Again? I'm game.
Alright, I'm just basically what I'm doing because last time I died like a fuck. No! Fuck this game! Fuck this game! I'm just sparing myself the embarrassment a little bit, and just trying, to do the things that killed me last time, basically. I'm trying to absolve my shame. Jesus. It's it's been a fuck of a day. Well, actually, yesterday was the fuck of a day. Everything else, ooffies. You should all know that I was in the ER yesterday, and the reason that I feel so hectic right now is because my schedule's fallen apart, because yesterday I was supposed to do some editing, and that fell apart when something felt wrong in my stomach, for about a week. It's what happened. I went to my regular doctor, and to the regular doctor, I was like, I feel really bad and I have pains in my stomach. Yeah, I went on a rant about it last week. Basically, like, they didn't see any cysts on my ovaries, so they told me to fuck off. So then I went to, is now a good time to show you what I'm doing? I think it is. I think it's time. And he's just like, shit, man, you shouldn't have bad pain. And I was like, I know, that's why I'm here. So then, fuck, what happened then? Wait, did I do the other one? Fuck, I don't know what I'm doing. So then, I did the whole nurse on call shit. I fucking fully, like, called a bunch of nurses on that fucking government hotline shit and was like, yo, I'm dying. And they were like, please describe your symptoms. And I was like, I feel like there's like something in, like, my lower right abdomen, and every time I move, it's touching my bone. Like, it's just, like, it's this pain that every time I move, it's touching my bones. And they were like, is it gas? And I'm like, I don't think it's gas. And... So, it wasn't gas. I ended up going to the ER, and basically what happened was they were like, why are you here? We treat people, that we know exactly what's happening with, and I was like, alright. And they're like, sometimes, like, it wasn't bad that you came here, it's just like, we can't really treat you, don't feel too bad, because if it was serious, we wouldn't send you away. Like, we've sent people back home all the time who have symptoms of appendicitis, and they're fine. You don't live in rural Victoria, you're fine. And I was just like, what the fuck? So, there's a chance I have something serious, but it's okay, because I'm not far from a hospital, which is kind of alarming. I wasn't quite sure what to think when she was like, we send people who have appendicitis home all the time, at least 6 times in a shift. What do I say to that? I'm like, congratulations, like, good for you. No! Let's get to the nitty gritties. I had really bad constipation, like terrible. Like, I've never had constipation like this before, where like, I wasn't eating terribly, I was eating fine, and for some reason my bowels were just like, don't. So, I had to, I took a bunch of laxatives, is basically what happened, right? So when you take laxatives, as you might realize, you get really bad diarrhea. So I go to the ER, and because of the whole, fucking COVID-19 thing, they're like, do you have a headache? No, wait, fuck, headache's not a symptom. They're like, do you have a runny nose? And I was like, no. They're like, do you have sore throat, coughing, anything like that? No. Do you have diarrhea? Yes. They're like, well, you have to, that's a symptom, you have to come around the back. You have to come around the back. And I'm like looking at her, I'm like, I don't know if I should come around the back. Like, I'm like, I know what you mean in terms of COVID symptoms, but like, I don't feel like you're hearing me out right now. Like, she's like, no. Like, look, I understand what you're saying, but like, it's just like, we want to make sure that no one in the hospital is going to get COVID. You have to come around the back. So I'm like, all right, I don't want to like make these nurses' jobs harder than they are. I'm like, so I go to the COVID screening section, and like, I'm like to her, I'm like, I'm really nervous about like, I had a mask on, right? I'm like, I'm really nervous about like, being at risk of like catching it from people. She's like, oh no, like, everyone there's wearing masks. Yeah, everyone except the fucking people like me, like patients, people like me, fucking patients who aren't wearing masks, right? So like all the fucking staff are wearing shit, but not the fucking patients. So I'm sitting there in line. I go up to one of the people, and she's like, all right, why are you here? And I'm just like, well, because they said I have diarrhea, so that means I have COVID apparently. So she's like, all right, tell me about your symptoms. I'm like, well, I was constipated, so I took some laxatives. She's like, you took laxatives. I'm like, yes, I took laxatives. So she's like, well, you can go. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, you have diarrhea after you took some laxatives. You are fine. I was like, huh? And like, so she's like ushering me out. I'm trying to understand what she's saying to me because I'm a little bit in shock. And as she's pushing me out the door with a bunch of nurses crowded around in one corner, like bitching about stuff, she's just like, you took laxatives. So now you have diarrhea. You are fine. Everyone fucking heard that I took laxatives and now I have diarrhea. And then I just had to walk of shame my way back to the fucking place. Oh, that was the worst. That was the fucking worst. Oh, that was terrible. Why didn't I tell the nurse initially that I took laxatives? I said I was constipated and then had diarrhea and she was ushering me. I got stressed out. I'm living life to the max. I'm not living it to the max. I'm living it to rock bottom. Like, I like... It's this really stressful situation where I'm like, I was in a position where I was trying to convey that I didn't think I belonged in the COVID section, but I didn't want to be a terrible person about it. I didn't want to be like, I want to speak to your manager. So what that meant was that I was stressing out and like unsure how to convey that, hey, I'm pretty sure my diarrhea is not a symptom of COVID. Like, I'm just pretty sure, but I couldn't get it together. It was a whole thing. Fucking hell. Honestly, I probably should have stayed in that fucking COVID area because, like, I went to the ER and, like, the people in that room, it was very alarming. Someone came in and they had some clear, like, mental issues. You know, they were screaming all over the place, like, got really paranoid, started throwing shit at the nurses. The person across from me was clearly also getting stressed out. I think she had some kind of nausea issues, but oh my, I've never seen someone like lick their fingernails as often as I did with this person. She just like, I don't know, man. She was like staring at everything and then just chewing on fucking fingernails and like licking them and then like making this like noise every time. And I'm just sitting there just like, we're in here for diarrhea, not for a fucking mental breakdown because I was about to fucking have one.
Is there any chance you have news?
Yeah, your
Have you
wife's
found her?
dead. I cured the werewolf, so she
you
could have
sure?
been fine, but she fucking refused for some reason. So now she's dead.
That is her scarf. Where did you find her? What's become of her?
That felt uncomfortable taking her pelt just then. I just kind of did it habitually. I'm gonna have a fucking bath later. I fucking deserve one, eh?
I grew up amongst whores, my dear. Sex is best when done well, and truly, that is my only rule. Do I prefer women?
I think
yes.
one of
Yes,
the issues with a
ideally
lot
I
of
do.
video games
But
is when you
you
have
must
like a really like
understand
saucy
that
character,
certain
it's immediately
open-mindedness
considered
is
sex
sought by
positive,
negroes
but
and
like
their recruits,
I think you
for
can
very
get sex
good reasons.
positivity without absolute hypersexuality, which is kind of like not even just like a video game issue, but just like a general issue. Like this idea of like sex positive means just like bam, tits out, puss up, get ready to rumble. Like, you know, let's figure this out together. One takes you to the dwarves underground, and the other takes you to a dragon cult. I think I'm leaning more towards the dragon cult. Because the dwarven one is quite long, is the only thing. Like, it's really long. Oh, I forgot to mention, Wolf's different now. Wolf's heaps different now. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. It's got spikes and everything. So it's still like Play-Doh-y, but at least it's got spikes on it, so you can kind of like be like, alright, it's a different kind of wolf. I vibe it, I vibe it.
You, I, everything. All a dream. But whose dream? And for whose amusement?
This is the plot of
Some
Skyrim.
dream of cosmic power. Sublime, enlightened beings. Cosmic power.
Fuck, what if the Dragon Age universe is also in a dream and it's also copying Skyrim?
All the war. They bloody thought of boils.
Fuck, I should have gone to the dwarves. I prefer the dwarves. We're going to the dwarves. I feel like dwarves. I'm in dwarf mood. I've spent 15 minutes trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing. So I'm in dwarf mood. Let's fuck off. We're not going to dinner and eat shit dinner. Eat my fucking asshole. Let's go. Yeah. Dwarves. We're going dwarves. Oh shit. Fuck off, fuck off. I'm not doing this. No. Go away. Fuck. I don't want to be rude to the dwarves, but these statues are absolute dog shit, and they should be ashamed. What was it? Was it Rockstar Games? Is that LA Noire Rockstar? I really like their logo because it reminds me of fucking being 6 years old and being at a friend's house, and the friend has a big brother, and the big brother's playing like GTA 3, fucking Miami Vice shit, whatever, and you're just like, and your mum doesn't know. That's why I like the Rockstar Games logo. Shale's ass, once again. Oh, this fucking shit. Oh, this shit. This is the stupidest shit.
Separate these dashers in the diamond quarter. I will not have Balin incite a riot.
Do not speak that way about the man who should be king!
Jesus Christ! But yeah, you guys, my friendos, are the best. Keep. I don't know why I immediately thought keep thick. But fuck it, yeah, keep thick.